Well, here we are working on the trunk. Gonna get this squared away since everything back here is done. Gas tank's good, not leaking. I got this piece of indoor-outdoor carpet from Home Depot, and I cut it up and set it in the back. It makes a good spot for the tire to go on and won't rub on the paint or hopefully rattle around and make some noise. I did have to change the ground for the fuel pump, so there's this little piece of bulkhead back here. I just drilled a hole through it, put a nut and screw on it. So anyways, I had to move that out of the way because it used to be over there, and that obviously won't work because that's the mount for the new trim pieces that go in here. So I also had to get a new spare tire because the old one, or excuse me, well, the new old one wouldn't fit because the trunk is, or the gas tank is a little bit too low, and a 205 size tire won't fit in there anymore. That gas tank must be a little bit deeper than the stock one. So I ordered a new Vredestein, however you say it, tire. It's a 185, and it actually fits. Unfortunately, it cost me almost $200 with shipping, but it's their Sprint Classic. It's the same diameter as a 205 tire, so with that limited slip Nissan differential in the back, hopefully it shouldn't cause any issues if I have to change a tire because it'll be the same diameter and the limited slip won't be trying to lock up. So let me get the spare tire back in and then I'll show you guys the trim pieces. So there's a tire back in there. Fits just barely, but goes in with a little bit of wiggling. Let's look at those trim pieces. So here's the trim pieces. I got the plastic ABS ones off of Moss rather than the fiberboard because I figured this might help hold up a little better. They're a little thinner than I anticipated, but they definitely have some give to them, but I think they'll be okay. I've already done a test fit, and it looks like it'll fit pretty well. I'll probably have to redo a couple of these holes. They're not exactly lining up, but we'll see how well that works. But yeah, I think in the long run, this plastic is going to hold up better than that fiberboard that other manufacturers offer. So we'll work on getting that installed. And I also got new carpet, and then we're going to redo the floor that goes over the trunk. So I got some C-channel, some aluminum C-channel, and then some new plywood. So we'll build that base and then put the carpet over that. So we'll get rolling on that. All right, so the trim pieces are in. They fit pretty good. Only had to do a little bit of trimming on some of these, but all the holes lined up here. It does have a little bit of a bow in it, and I put some felt strips on the back here for when it pushes against the gas tank. But once we get the cover that goes over the spare tire and then the carpet, it should push back on this and kind of flatten that out. I'm not that worried about it, but the side pieces all look good. Like I said, I had to do a little bit of trimming. And in order to do that, I just used my handy pair of tin snips. It would cut the plastic pretty neat. Left a good edge on it. So all in all, I'm happy with this ABS kit. Like, it might make a little bit of noise, but I think in the long run it's going to last longer than those fiberboard kits. So I'm not going to put the pieces on that cover up the wiring and stuff yet because I want to clean this up and clean up some of the grounds and stuff. And I have to replace a bulb on the driver's side too. So anyways, we'll get working on the support that goes over the spare tire. And I'll show you what I bought in order to do that. So here's the C-channel I bought. It's just made out of aluminum, and it'll fit right there once I get it trimmed. And that piece of cardboard I'll just attach here. I'm thinking about maybe using some machine screws that'll also go through the carpet and attach everything just kind of in one piece. But I think it'll look good once it's done. So we will get moving on that. Okay, so I cut a piece of plywood and just mocked up what this is going to look like. So this is just a piece of, it's a 1/2 inch, one of those project packs you can get from Home Depot. It's just a 2x4 sheet of plywood. I went with 1/2 inch because I think it'll be stronger if you're putting a suitcase or something on top of here. I looked at 1/4 inch, but I'm afraid it's going to be a little too thin. And the original stuff they used was like barely particle board. I don't know what it was, masonite or something, but it's super flimsy. So this will be nice and sturdy to put something on. So what I'll do is there's my aluminum C channel here. I'm just gonna put some holes through here, secure it with some nuts, and I'm also gonna just secure the carpet straight through that with some washers. That way it'll be easy to pull apart if the carpet ever goes bad or something like that. Then you can just replace a piece of carpet rather than having to rebuild this whole thing. So let me get that put together and I'll show you the end result. Okay, so I've got everything mocked together and I've got the carpet laid out how I want it. And what I've done is figured out where my screw heads are. So if I pull this back, I can see my screw head there. And when I put this down, I can feel where that is, and that's where I'll mark in order to make a little X cut in here. And then I'll feed that screw to the top here rather than just use adhesive to put it down. So I've got the carpet laid out how I want it. So I'll go ahead and get those little cuts, those marks made on the carpet, and then I'll make those cuts and then assemble it all together. So there it is attached. The screw heads do stick out a little bit, but they don't sit proud of the surface, but you can just see them because they're silver. And that's how I attached it on the bottom, which is a nut. That one has a washer. I didn't drill that one quite right, so the washer wouldn't fit, but good enough. So let's get it put in the car and get the new weather stripping on and be done with this. So one thing I forgot to mention, I fastened down some super thin felt to the bottom of that so it doesn't rub on the paint. So now we'll get it installed. Oh, there it is all done, except for those two panels. It still have to go there, but I'll get those done later. New weather strip is on. This one has a little lip. I got it from British Parts Northwest. A lot of the other ones you get don't have this, and I think this is supposed to be the correct one. But yeah, it looks good, so I'm happy with it. It was a pretty quick job. Other than having to go out and get some hardware this morning, I could have easily got this done in a day. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope it helps you with your project. See ya.